My people, welcome to the first edition of Talk Me Risky. I am Harlow the Hawk, and I'm here with XCdude. What's up, Carter?
Oh, not much.
Not much.
Yeah, how about?
Are you excited? Are you excited about this?
Yeah, I am.
So, people,
My first.
the idea of this podcast is just to talk about risk. Like, there is so much going in the community. So I am here with Carter, that is really one of the top players of this game, and we're just gonna be talking about the different tournaments. We're gonna be talking about the different strategies for the different tournaments, rounds, and settings. What do you say, Carter?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yes.
We learn and we help others. So, we are going to be discussing the second Kilpede Open round 1 settings and the strategies involved. How you can treat one of the hardest modes to do, which is the classic fix.
So, the settings for the first round of the Kilpede Open are classic map, world domination, no blizzards, no fog of war, no portals. The placement is auto. The bonuses are fixed, which is important. AI difficulty medium. The turn timer is 60 seconds. Alliances are on. Automatic AI behaviors, balance blitz, and everybody qualifies. So you play this game. It doesn't matter how good or bad do you do or how will you be doing. Everybody that just signed up to the tournament are gonna be playing on this game. What do you think about these settings, Carter?
They're the standard settings. Like when the first game that you play in Risk is a variation of these settings in all likelihood. These are the classic. It's called classic for a reason. It's classic map. It's the map that everybody uses on Risk. Is the settings that most people play. It's the most popular settings. I bet you.
Yeah.
That if you go find ranked lobbies, it would still be the most popular. And it's just in a tournament setting, they're very challenging, or very easy, depends on the lobby, but they're great. They're great, but you got to be fragile with them because things can go certain ways. So we'll be discussing that.
Yeah, I hate playing classic fix. I hate playing fix, but classic fix I definitely don't like it at all. I understand, I know how to play it, and I understand all the strategy that goes on it, but it's not my cup of tea. I really don't like it.
It tests your patience for sure.
And my patience is not there. It doesn't exist. It doesn't like to be there. At least not.
You're the player I would want in my lobby though, because they would force the action as long as it's not into me.
Yeah, but that's what I said, that I do know how to play these settings. I don't like to play them, but if I have to, like for this round, I do know how to play them. So moving on, nice to do strategies. So right now we just want to go over the different things that are really important for whenever you are playing these kind of settings. So the first thing is spawn is key, Carter.
Just like with every game mode, it depends on your spawn. With fixed, like recognizing where your troops are at the time that you start the game will dictate which continent you go for.
Yeah.
Knowing what position you are, first position gives you first opportunity to lay claim to a continent. You want to be smart about it. Like, you may really like to take North America, you may really like to have Australia, but if your spawn tells you, hey, you have a better Africa start, you have a better South America start, you should go with your spawn.
Yeah, I don't like
and work through that.
I don't like fighting for continents, so just go whatever your troops are. If the most of your troops are in North America, go for it. But don't focus on Australia, don't focus on South America, don't focus on Africa. Go wherever the most of your troops are.
But no Australia, no win, right?
Hell no. Hell no. Because
it is a death trap.
Early
game, it is very nice.
People,
useful.
For those of you that are watching this, if you think that by getting Australia you're gonna win, no. Getting Australia actually is more likely than not getting you killed, because everybody knows that you're gonna fight for Australia, so everybody's gonna tag team on you, and we're gonna discuss that later. But Yeah, just go wherever your troops are. And if you're gonna fight over continents, we're gonna get into that, but don't fight with continents. Don't fight over continents. Just get your
Yeah,
troops.
don't, like I said, don't be stupid. Like, also recognize, like, even if you don't start with all your troops in a continent, if you have a bunch of troops next to that continent, say you've got like 3 troops in Europe, but then you have a stack just outside of Europe, and you have like, you spawn with like a 6, and I don't even know if that's possible, but like spawn with a 6 in Asia that you can fortify into Europe. You got a Europe spawn. If you spawn with all your troops in Asia, obviously you're not going to hold Asia. Nobody's going to let you hold that. But whatever continent you're close to, you can fortify your troops into that continent as well. So you can recognize that. But yeah, usually where you spawn with your most troops in, that's the continent you take.
Yeah, and that would be the best strategy. Again, let's stress this as much as we can. Go wherever you have the most of your troops. Forget about Australia, forget about South America, just go where your troops are. Now, the next key is alliances. Use them to your advantage. There are alliances for a reason. Like, talk to other players, like try to let them know, hey, I need to attack your territory. It doesn't mean that you have to attack them, you're just letting them know, get the F out of the way. I am going for this. If you don't move, I'm gonna hit you. But you don't have to actually hit them. Just let them know. Use alliances. Of course, they're good because you can use the thumbs up, thumbs down, and of course, heart to let people know that you like or don't like what they're doing and what are you thinking about doing.
Yeah, and also like to help them out with that, like obviously deploying all your troops in the continent you want to take is good. Making sure that they have a way to get out of your continent is also good. I noticed a lot of newer players or other players like to trap other people's troops in, like, I'm going to make sure that you put no troops into this continent. That's not the right strategy. You want to open up a pathway for them to get their troops out of their continent, because if you make it clear you're taking the continent, chances are most of these players know enough about Risk to know that you're claiming the continent. So, like, doing the early alliance to let people get out of your continent, tell them to get out of your continent is good, and also using the alliance to communicate to them, hey, I'm going to get out of your continent, you get out of my continent, we can help each other out and win together.
And also,
it's very key.
And also, we're gonna talk about that later too. You can tell people whenever you wanna attack somebody, because you can say, I have to attack your territory, and then you say, attack black or attack green or attack another player. You're telling them, but just by doing that, you're telling them, I want to get this continent, go through this route. Go, if you want to go out, attack white or attack blue, attack whatever color is next to that player. And that is a way to telling people what you want them to do. Like, you don't need actual words, you can use what's there. So try to mix and match so people can understand what do you want them to do and what do you want to do.
Also, another thing about alliances, it's important to note, if you want somebody to do something, you're going to have to do something for them, because they're not just going to be like listening to you.
Yeah, that
24/7. Like, you tell them to do this, and then you're like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Be willing to put a little bit of effort into it.
If
show them good faith.
And also, if you're asking them to waste some troops that they have in the continent that you're going for, and you have troops in that continent, on their continent, get rid of them. You know, if you have like a 3 or a 2 or a 4, just attack, get rid of them so they can get their continent easy. That is like a quick.
What I would say though about that, to be careful about that, like early game though, you don't want to waste your exteriors, because if you don't get your continent early, you're going to be weak and somebody could kill you. And if your exteriors are moved, so take your time moving out. If you feel vulnerable, like if you don't have the 10 trade on 3, if you have the 10 trade on 3, you don't need to worry. You can get out as fast as you want to. But like, just be cognizant of, don't burn up all your exteriors too early, because you could leave yourself killable.
Yeah, it's a balance. You have to be careful.
It's a very fine line. It's why Classic Fix is one of the hardest game modes to win at.
Yes.
And why people don't usually rank up with Classic Fix.
Yeah. So the next thing, diplomacy is a must, people. Don't break other people's continents just because you can. The best strategy is for somebody just to have their troops in a single position, and then you don't have to hit them, they don't have to hit you, and everybody's happy. Just try to think, if I was in that player's position, do I want them to be broken, or do I want it to be broken myself?
Yeah. The name for that breaking everybody else is the board police. There's the way the game goes. Usually the board police gets killed first because they're annoying everybody,
Out of spite.
or they don't profit very well.
Yeah, out of spite. Like if you're trying to police the board, and that is not only on this game, actually, in many games. But if you're trying to police the board because you want people to have one continent or the other, people are just gonna hit you. They're gonna take you out. So hey, just take your continent and be happy. Go on your merry own way until the final part.
Yeah, the level of bad neighbor, like if it's 6 players, then you don't want to be bad neighbor as much, unless you're trying to take the continent or you're trying to kill somebody. But bad neighbor in the 6-player game is not a very wise thing. Now, if you're like in a 3-player end game or something like that, yeah, there's times to be bad neighbor, but early in the game is no.
You just need to make sure.
Not a good idea.
You just need to make sure that if you're gonna be a bad neighbor to somebody, that somebody cannot retaliate to you. Because if you hit the European player and then that player decides to hit you with everything that he or she has, then it's not gonna be that fun for you. So
yeah,
it's a small balance.
There's a time where like sometimes it's better to kill the player than to poke them.
Yeah.
Because there's a thing called balance split bull crap, and they get more hitting you than you get hitting them.
Yeah.
I mean, no, then you would lose more troops getting hit by them than you would killing them, and you gain their card in the process. So be careful, like especially like read the room, because recognize which players are like willing to take a card and pass, and which players would be like, I'm gonna slam you. Like, watch what other people do as well, because like if you see somebody breaking, the other person's like, I'm gonna hit your 15 step because you hit mine. It's a good idea to stay away from that player and let them destroy each other.
So stay away from
instead of joining in on it.
So advice, stay away from Harlow, because Harlow, if you ruin my game, I am going to ruin yours, because the moment that I know that I cannot win because you screw me over, I know that you're not winning either. And there is a lot of people that think like me. There is other people that have like a really good patience. I'm not one of those.
There's also a time where like you being patient, there's like to a point where it's good to actually hit somebody, like, and without suiciding into them. Like that's just a last resort. Like if you know you're going to die next, just pick the player you hate the most and slam into them.
That is important. So now you know, people. Carter said, XCdude said, if you hate somebody, hit them. Know it. Let them know. Like, I don't like you. I despise you. And go meet your maker. In risk term, of course. We're just talking about it.
In a roundabout way, or at least tell them, like, first hit, like, break their bonuses or something like that. If you have to hit a medium-sized stack to do it, yeah. If they're just being annoying and you have the troop advantage and you know that this long term is going to end up with you dead, like if the board's getting up on you, you can take your kill, end the game. End their game first, they suffer, and you got bounty points.
Yeah, remember, positions matter. The later you get killed, the bigger the points you get, just for position. If you kill somebody, you get that bounty too, so hey, that's something. So the next...
And also what Harlow was saying, earlier in the game, Harlow was saying, if you're going to hit him, you might as well kill him, because you're going to be suffering if you don't kill him.
Yeah, it's better to put somebody down for good than to have them being annoying around, because remember, if you screw somebody over, they're just going to come back and hit you. So what's the point?
People have... Yeah.
Okay,
now we can go on to the next one.
Now the next one is fight for continents. Shall we or shall we not? My stance is that you don't fight for continents, because whenever you fight for a continent, usually another player wins. So the best thing is for somebody to figure out that going for that continent is not good for you. So just get the heck out.
Yeah. Like and this is situational to me. Like, I'm a proponent of if you had the first claim on the bonus and somebody wants to bully their way into it, you stay with it.
Yeah.
And one of you guys is gonna break. It's usually the one that has the set first that wins the continent.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you have the claim to the continent and somebody's like, I want to take that continent, don't let them have it.
I like the voice. So yeah, it really depends on the moment. It really depends on the strategy. It really depends on if you hit them, how weak are you gonna be at the end. Because you can also try the no continent strategy, but that doesn't always gonna work for you.
That's planning yourself to be one of the worst placements. It's very, 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 very hard to win a game from a no continent. It's possible, but usually with higher level players, like there's going to be at least one, there's guaranteed to be at least one in your lobby that's a higher level player.
Yep.
So you're not going to win from a no continent strategy.
Big chance, but
however, if you have to play no continent because you literally can't get that, you can be smart with it. You find your +2s. Like if you're going to be no continent in Asia, maybe find your +2s in Asia. Get any extra troop helps with the no continent strategy, and also getting out of the way and letting other people hit each other, then taking advantage of it when they do. That's a good idea too.
If you don't have a continent, that means that you have to find a way to survive, and the best way to survive is just be too big that it's not worth it. If you have 30 troops and somebody has to smack a 30 with probably like a 35 or a 36, do you really want to hit that for just 2 or 3 cards? That depends. For a double trade, maybe, but just for 2 or 3 cards, not necessarily. The next one.
Yeah.
The next one is kind of related for this one. Going for kills. When do you go for kills? When you don't?
And the tough thing about Classic Fixed is rarely are kills ever worth it.
Yeah.
In the terms of like the players that can make kills and survive are usually the North America and Europe players because they have all the extra troops compared to the others. So over time, they're going to gain a bunch more troops than the people smaller continents like Australia, South America, or no continent players.
Mm-hmm.
So in early game, especially, like early game is where you're going to get the majority of your kills, like are the best times to get your kills.
Yeah.
When other people are taking continents, removing exteriors, you eye up a kill. You have a 10 trade on 3. You can set up, and you notice somebody has been getting their stacks removed, their positions removed, and they're getting forced into the middle, which is the Asia.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be an easier kill. They're a profitable kill. You kill them for 4 cards, and you get 4 cards, and you have 4 cards in your hand. That's a bounty, and you're not dead immediately.
Yeah.
Or like you wait, and there's another way of doing it, the diplomacy route, where you agree through alliances, which are key. You agree with your alliances. Hey, if you put like 20 in, you can't communicate, but you're saying attack, and then eventually, like, you show them how to attack or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe somebody can help work down another player.
Yeah.
And then you take that kill that way.
With
Or you just, like I said earlier, you have the biggest continent, you just stack and stack and stack it, then you have enough troops and you just take a player out. And you're not the weakest player after that either.
And this kind of goes in hand with the next point. That is when to team up with somebody and with whom. Because yeah, you can go for kills and you can tell people like hit green. But people, the same way that you don't want to do the dirty job for somebody, people don't want to do the dirty job for you either. So sometimes you have to lead. You have to tell them if you're trying to tell the Australian player as a South America player, like, hey, let's hit on the European player. You're not gonna wait for the person to have the risk. Sometimes you have to take the lead. You have to actually go and hit the player, and that way other players are gonna follow you. So when to team up, that depends on the moment of the game. With whom is kind of important too.
Yeah, usually the best person to team with, if you're with the strongest player, it's best to team with the second strongest player
Yeah.
against the weaker players, and then you could snipe some bounties that way.
Yeah, and at the end,
Like,
you just duke it out with the player. Anyway, usually whoever has a trade in at the end is the person that wins. So it's just a matter of, usually you have to team up with people. Of course, there is no way to actually telling them like, hey, I want to team up with you. Are we pals? Sure, let's be pals. So that's when you have to use emotes. That's when you have to use like the different signals. Yes, no, hard, of course. So usually you have to do all that to let people know that you want to attack with somebody, that you want to partner up with them. But if you're asking somebody to attack, you better do so, because people can get annoyed by you. If you are
and they can use the alliances against you as well.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to attack this guy?
If you're insisting on hitting people and you don't do it, people are just gonna stop, and then they're just gonna turn on you. So if you are telling people, you have to be willing to talk the talk and walk the walk. And the last point, and with fixed game, this is so important, people. We have to stress this as much as we can, is the balance of the game. You cannot just go wild. Yes, you could, because this is a tournament, there are bounty points, but the balance of the game is so important, because if you overdo yourself, if you outstretch, if you just go wild, go ham on somebody, and you are too weak, then a player that has just been just turtling somewhere, they can just win the game just by sheer power. And there is going to be a point of no return where there is no way that you can beat that player.
I mean, also, but there is a way, if they're not very good, and you know that.
well,
you can beat them in the 1v1, but it's very rare. Like, I assume most of these players know what they're doing, to where, like, you can't just, it's not like they're a bot and you can spot them 3 to 4 times the number of troops in the 1v1 and you can beat them. It's significantly harder to beat a human opponent. Even if they don't know what they're doing, they can still win.
Yeah.
So be prepared. Like, if you're going to go make the final kill and you want to win the game, make sure it's profitable enough to where at most you're like a 10 troop deficit in the 1v1. Or like, if you're going to make a kill to make it a 3-player endgame, don't go to where you make the kill and then there's one player that has as many troops as the both of you combined, because they can just kill everybody.
And that is a magic number. The magic number is twice the troops. You know, if there is a player that has at least twice the troops of everybody else, then the game is broken. The person already won. It's just a matter of he starting to hit people little by little. So you also, whenever and this is important when you're teaming up with somebody, because when you're teaming up with somebody, you need to be about the same level of troops. If that other person is stronger, then that person needs to kind of attack more with more troops to make sure that you are all on the same level.
Also, be careful. Like, if you're teaming up against somebody, if somebody knows that their game is over, they're going to suicide somebody.
And usually it's against
make it
you.
Harder for them to suicide you.
Usually it's against you or whoever attack him first, because usually, and this is my strategy, if you are the first one to start this party, I am gonna give you your prize first. If you hit me first, no problem. I know I'm dying, but I'm taking you with me. Moving on. This is like a scenario that we had. Again, this was played in pass and play. This is not an actual game. This was just us trying to show how a game kinda progressed. This is the spawn. This is how the game started. Literally, you see that nobody has a card. And the first thing that you can observe is that, for example, the black player has a lot of troops here in Europe. The yellow player has a lot of troops here in Africa. The purple player is kind of like everywhere. He has like a 5 here, a 5 here, a 4 here. But if you see the rest of the troops of the purple player, he is kind of like leaning to the right. So that means as a purple player, he can easily go for Australia. So are you wanna fight with him? No. Based on these spawns, the green player, the green player
on this one, pretty much.
Yeah, the green player, the red player, and the orange player are screwed. They don't have a clear spawn, and they will have to grind for a continent.
So, like, the green player's first position, right? I don't know what the other positions are because you can't see the turn order. Who is the next position?
The next position is, so you have the green player, you have the yellow player, the orange player, the purple player, and the red player, and last the black player. So nobody, with the black player being the last position, nobody is taking him out of Europe. Nobody.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so based on that, we can know for sure that the black player for sure is gonna have Europe. There is no question about that. Now, definitely the yellow player is gonna have Africa. There is no point on fighting the yellow player. He is gonna have Africa. It's gonna take him 1 or 2 turns because he has to wait until the green player moves out, and that it will be the best case for the green player and the red player to move out. Otherwise,
It also depends, like maybe the green player gets nervous and attacks the purple 3 first turn and fortifies out and gives yellow first turn Africa, which wouldn't make sense for the green player because you make an enemy right there. But like the green player knows they're kind of screwed in this, so their goal is to get all their troops together at this point.
Yeah.
Or challenge for North America because they have first troop deployment, but
yeah, but
even then the spawn is so bad that
Yeah.
that's a horrible spawn right there.
because even though he has 8 troops, he's only getting 3, so that means that he's only gonna have 11 troops in North America, while the red player already has 8 and he's gonna receive 5, so that's gonna be 2 more troops. So, and the red player's troops are gonna be in a single position because he can easily just attack here and fortify, and with that he's gonna have a big stack while the green player has to move up or down to get his troops together. So the red player is in my opinion, the red player is in a better position on this example to actually get North America.
Yeah. But this is one where like the green player either accepts the Asia turtle, which is probably not going to give you the win, or they could fight for continent. Like my thought would be, obviously your first turn you take a card with one of the 4s in North America.
So
I would suggest adding everything in North America and then taking a card in there and then fortifying your 2d5 and showing purple, hey, I want to leave. I'd like not to hit your 3 to do so. And then go from there and hope maybe somebody lets you into South America, or maybe Red's like, I don't want to go for North America.
So
whatever.
So that would be your advice as a green player to the green player. Just add everything to North America and just fight with red.
Yeah.
Next time.
But if Red adds everything into North America, then yeah, you could. the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. So let's see how everything progresses on this game. This is just an example. So on the next turn, as you can see at this stage, the purple player already got Australia. The yellow player already got South America, and as you can see, even though the green player, he managed to have like many territories on North America, you can see clearly that the red player is in a stronger position. Now, as you can see here, the orange player decided to add everything to South America, and the black player is kind of taking it slowly. As the black player, in this case, the Europe player, yes, you can go for your continent the first turn, but you're gonna be fighting against against yellow, green, and purple that they can just break you, which means that if you're gonna go for the continent, you have to take your time. So you have to
wait for the set before you take your continent. It's usually the right strategy in this situation.
Everybody.
Also, the purple 5, like, go back to the first slide maybe. Like, a strategy for purple, the previous one, they didn't want that 5 to die, so they either take a card with it, or they convince yellow to let them through North Africa and then Southern Europe and fortify that into Australia.
Yeah, the best idea would be to move out. That just try to get that out, so you don't have to waste troops in there, or that you don't have to lose them.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
I got a million scenarios to think about. Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Which one's this one. In here you see that everything is falling into places. All the pieces are falling together. You see that already purple consolidated his troops here on Siam. You already saw that green definitely gave up and he's moving out of North America. But something important that you can see here from red is that red, he didn't attack green and he didn't took this territory from black. Why? You can get that in the next turn. You don't wanna open white that he can attack you with a 4 just to take a card, and you don't want to overextend yourself by hitting green. Just going for hitting green, it can actually weaken you to the point that you're just gonna be next in line.
Yeah, the thing about this though, it's the situation here. Green, if green has a trade and red has no trade on 4 or something, like if red has a trade on 3, the thing green could think about, like, is extremely risky, but they could think about killing red. They have the +2 on. They have the +2 on Alaska.
Yeah.
So green could think about killing red, but it's a hard position to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they could try killing black.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want to get stuck with no continent, they could think about those other kills.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, they're so tight, and you have to have a 10 trade with that +2 in order to get there.
Yeah, so
But
going for black, going for black, or trying to just remove red. That would have been better in an earlier position, but at this point it's gonna be harder because red already has too many territories. I think hitting red is just gonna weaken the green player, don't you think?
yeah, no, I mean, like, killing them.
Well, I don't.
Killing them and getting a set.
Yeah, but again, that also is gonna be hard because he will have to
But
get this.
this is where you, like, convince black to go for Europe early, so that they can remove the 3 so it's a straight line. That makes it significantly easier. That's where you use your alliances. Like, green's in a bad spot, but he can improve his position by convincing black to. If black removes that red 3 in Western Europe, then it's game on for killing red and taking North America.
Yes.
So that's the way green could improve their position. It's not just all, I got a Asia turtle.
Mhm. Now we go to the last slide, to the slats, blah 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 blah. And now we go to the last slide. In here, you have already game developed. Everybody got their continents, and you see how everything is just defending their troops. Something interesting to see who are the weakest players right now. The weakest players you can see right now that you of course have orange and you have green. Green is single stacking. That's the best thing that he can do, just to hope that he doesn't get killed. Green, even though he has South America, he has to keep an external position so he can take cards without breaking either yellow or red. Usually when the game is developed, you don't guard your borders because that is just a waste of troops. If somebody's...
Or you have a threat stack, like
Yeah.
a threat stack on an active border. You want your troops active later in the game, so that in case something crazy happens, you can make kills or win the game.
Yeah, but...
If your troops are stacked, like say yellow was threat guarding in Congo, for example, that's a useless stack. But there's certain situations where you want to trap your stack to force the action, so that people are in charge to hit each other.
Yeah, in the case of orange, you see this right here, this is a diplomatic move. He is trying to show to the yellow and the red player that he or she, they're not a threat. Like, you don't need to hit me, I'm not gonna hit you, and I'm not even guarding, and my stack is blocked, which means that I'm not gonna be able to do anything. That way, the yellow player and the red player, they kinda feel safe because they know that they don't have to worry about that player. Same thing kinda goes with the black player. He's not guarding against red, even though red has a stack in there.
Yeah, like the also the positions of the army.
Mm-hmm.
In yellow's case, it would be smart to hunt for that orange kill.
Yeah.
Because that gives them a +5 instead of a +3. And it gives them a bounty. Like, bounties are very valuable in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You get 3 points for the first 2 bounties that you get, then you get 2 points for the third bounty. I'm assuming people are going to have at most 3 bounties in these games. In rare circumstances, do you get more than 3 bounties, but I think 3 is the best case scenario you could get for Classic Fix because it is so hard to sweep a game
Now,
in Classic Fix.
Now, what not to do on this game? For example, you shouldn't be pressuring or expecting green to hit black or black to hit green because they have 1, 2, 3 borders. So that means that it's gonna be impossible to guard from these players. So asking
If yellow blade breaking black could just kill them. That's the thing that you don't want to do as yellow.
Yes.
You want to be best buddies with black.
The same thing kind of go with the South America player and the North America player. You don't want to start a war here that only you two are gonna be fighting because you're just gonna screw each other. You have to.
And North America does not want to take South America unless they're making a kill.
Yes.
Because then the whole board is like, you got 2 continents and they're big ones. We gotta beat you down.
Yes. The moment that you get too big, people are usually just gonna attack team. They're just gonna hit you. That's what they usually do. Now, how right now, as you can see right now, killing green is not a good move because you can kill him, and even if you get like a good blitz roll in a set, you're gonna end up probably like with 15 or 20 troops.
You're gonna lose. Right now, any player killing green, even if they get a set in, they're probably going to go minus 15 troops.
Yeah. So
at best.
So this with the green player, the best thing that you can do is just start using the alliances. You can start asking everybody. Everybody can start asking everybody like, hey black, attack green. Hey yellow, attack green. Hey purple, attack green. Hey red, attack green. The only person that shouldn't be thinking about attacking green is orange, because if they attack green, green can easily remove their position and then they're trapped in South America. So
I would counterpoint that. I think the other player right now that we shouldn't be attacking green is, I mean, that there's a second. Yeah, orange is not a good idea to attack green because green could easily feed orange to say red.
Yeah.
And so, but also purple at this stage. Purple attacks green. Green can set and kill purple.
Yeah.
So that is not a good plan for purple to start hitting green at this point.
Yeah, but as you can see, by the time that it's purple's turn, yellow probably already attacked green, so that stack is small. Then purple attacks green, and then if red and black follow suit, that means that actually if everybody just add a few troops and hit green, there is a good chance that green doesn't even survive the turn, because what you can...
Yeah, if green gets hit by everything, then purple should just take the kill right there.
Well, I don't think purple will have the chance to take the kill, because there is a good chance that green trades in and hit him. So the best thing that can do is like everybody use the slider, like with 5 or 6 troops, and just add... Sorry, let me remove this. So just...
Or just slow roll like 3 times.
Huh?
Yeah. Slow rolling like 3 times would work.
Yeah, that too. So
there's so many ways.
Yeah, so in the case of orange of yellow, that is the first one, he can attack here, and then just either slow roll the green player, or he can just slider blitz him, so he can decrease his troop number. Then the orange player, I think he should be out. He should stay out of this because he is too weak. The next one will be the next one will be the purple player. The purple player who should attack here, and then the same thing, either slow roll or slider blitz.
I will tell you though, warning you, attacking the green player just because their color is green is considered hateful content propagated by the it's just propaganda that green is Armenian. So don't hit a player just because they are green.
Well, for those who know me, you know that I like to attack purple. I am talking to you, Mitch. I am talking to you. So I like to attack purple. Shout out.
So in other words,
shout out.
If you have a choice, colors and lobbies. If you're in Harlow's lobby, do not play as purple.
No, so.
And if you're in my lobby, do not attack me because I'm green, because I will slam you.
So Mitchell Risk, watch out. Spot, watch out. Marcellus, watch out. I am coming for you. Pentix too. I'm going for you too. If you're purple, I'm hitting you just because you're purple. That's it.
It's like this one's tough because it's so bonus oriented, but more than that, I think that diplomacy is even more important than bonuses in this mode because of the fact that none of these bonuses are overpowered. Well, obviously, if you hold Asia, you've got an overpowered bonus,
Yeah,
but
who?
nobody is letting you hold Asia.
Yeah,
Just making that clear to anybody who has dreams of holding Asia.
yeah.
Nobody is going to let you hold Asia. Yeah. And also, Asia is a card trading zone, so
Yeah.
you take away people's cards.
In every game, there is a territory where people just trade cards. You need cards, people are gonna hit that territory. So don't be a smart ass and try to go for that continent. Nobody's gonna let you hold Asia. Nobody's gonna let you hold like that big continent. It will be awesome. It will be awesome to hold Asia, but it also would be awesome if you have orange juice coming from the rain. It will be nice, but it's not happening. It would be awesome if.
Yeah, the only time you'd see an Asia hold is if they're blizzards.
Yeah.
And like there's a blizzard on Middle East and Kamchatka.
Well,
in which case, 1 point Asia.
Either that or if you're about to die and somebody's just card blocking you.
Yeah.
Then somebody can do like a 3-point hold or something. So.
Yep.
So moving to the strategy, another strategy that can be done is the small continent players, the small continents being South America, Africa, and Australia, they can team up against the big continent players. That could help. That could help them to survive because the big continent players, yes, they're big. You're gonna have a few extra troops, but also you have more borders that you have to guard. And right now, for example, even though it's not advisable, the yellow player, they can just go through black and break red. If black is a homie, which could happen, he probably doesn't mind because he understood that, yeah, I got broken because you're trying to weaken red. So perfect, let's work on red. But also that can be that the black player can also retaliate. But that is just a way.
I'll be like, you little squirt. Guess what? I'll show you what happens when you break my bonus. You're dead.
Yeah, but it's
the notice. You have died. To whatever black player is.
Yeah, but what they can do, again, if you use the alliances correctly, and again, it's not advisable because usually the Europe player is really strong. So if, let's say in this case that the green player, he actually attacks and breaks red, then he should fortify back to Africa, and that way it's gonna allow the I don't have purple here? The purple player to actually go through here and follow the path and also keep hitting red, or maybe go the other way around and hit red too. So
I don't think black would be letting that happen though, because they don't get to have a bonus. Well, the other smaller continent players do. What would be more likely to have this scenario is like they communicate with orange, hey, you break North America, I'll put a stack in the middle of North America as well. And Solitude and Red can no longer hold North America.
Mm-hmm.
And what's Red going to do about it? Try to bust through my 43 stack or Yellow's 39 stack? No.
Yeah.
They're going to have to suffer with it or something, or reposition their stack down to threaten you, but then I have my stacks in there, so they're not getting their content back.
Yeah.
That'd be the most likely scenario for attacking bigger player.
Yeah, the best in this case, the best attack to red will be through South America or through Europe, and that way you weaken him and you leave enough troops in there that they cannot just make a trade and boss and hit you out, and then everybody else just start teaming on them from their from their position in Kamchatka.
Like now, if you're like dead and you know it, another way to team on red would be to just suicide into them.
Well,
and with the alliances, communicate, hey, I want a better place than this guy I just slammed into.
Yeah, but I don't know how good or bad that is.
I do not. It's the scummiest feeling in the world to offend somebody to get a better placement. It feels so bad.
I hate when that happens.
That's only as a if they've been a prick to you the entire game, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. If it's strategic, yeah, it makes sense, but it feels so bad. So like,
Yeah,
just
it's like
I would as doing that as a last resort.
So, something that we did talk about earlier is the no Australia, no wings. So, I guess most of you guys that like to play as a purple player, you will have this position in Australia, and you will be super happy. Like, yeah, I'm all powerful. No, kill guarding the Australia player is so easy because the moment that you attack here and attack here, you are screwed because you are not gonna be able to do much. So
This is another thing, like as an Australian player, you don't want to close off your stack. It's already closed off to yellow, which sucks. But like you just keep taking cards and you're all until you can't. But keep your stack open, especially to green, because you want to be able to kill them if there's no better options.
But the same thing that we said about green, the same thing can happen with purple and even easier because people can just go here and attack you and they can just weaken you. Weaken you little by little. People can just low roll you until they kill you. And as a purple player, you're only gonna be getting two extra troops. It's gonna be 5 troops per turn against green or black that are getting way more. So just because you have Australia, that doesn't mean that you have a secure win.
Yeah, and like the ganging up on things, be cognizant of turn order. Be smart about it because if you're gonna gang up on somebody, make dang sure they're not the next in turn order because they could just kill you.
That would be stupid.
Yeah.
So
So
that means that orange, even though in this game orange is not in a strong position, orange shouldn't be hitting purple because purple is the next one after him. So if he hits
and
purple,
like, fine, I'll kill your position in Asia and feed you.
and you are screwed. Yep.
Yep.
So the same thing goes for every player. If you are going to tag team on the black player, it cannot be by red. The moment that red attack, of course, you also have to observe the dynamics of the map. But red cannot start hitting black because even if red breaks, black can easily either suicide into red or just hit him back and retaliate.
It wouldn't be quite the suicide because I think black would get the kill there, but it would immediately end their game. So I guess that is considered a suicide.
Yeah, the moment that black hits red, even if he kills him, now
Or black is smart about it and sets in kills green and then kills purple and gets a double kill. Be like, I'm gonna take my losses.
hey, what would it be? 4th and 2 bounties? It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Like that's the situation there. Like if people for some reason, if you're the strongest player and they start to try to put the squeeze on you, analyze the board. Be like, I am the strongest player. There's a decent chance you can get 2 kills. Don't just sit there and try to play for first or fight against them. Sometimes when you know that they're ganging up on you, the best thing is to kill, to make a bounty.
Yep.
You make a double bounty
Yeah.
and go with that, or make a bounty and feed the game to somebody that will give you a second.
Yeah. Now, to kill yellow, it probably will have to be started by, of course, orange. Orange will have to break here in West Africa, and that means that everybody else will have to try to start slow rolling or just hitting the yellow player. So he's weak. Of course, the yellow player, he has access to many territories, so he can just go and do a big number, especially on the black player and the red player. In other words, the European player and the America player. And actually, he could actually go all the way down to South America. So that is the problem with the Africa player. Like, people can actually hit you pretty easy, but you can also do the most damage.
Yeah, with the troop allocation, it's not the wisest move for orange to pick on yellow either because yellow could just kill orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this is the early game, but like later in the game, if it's one of those long games, these stacks will be 100 stacks. Yeah. And the difference in the troop income will definitely make a difference. And will show as time goes by.
Yeah, definitely. Well, is there anything else you would like to add, Chad?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like second place isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the way the scoring is concerned, if you can get 2 bounties in second place, that is better
I take two
than
I take
first place in a bounty.
I take 2 bounties
So-
on third place any day of the week.
Yeah. If you can get 2 bounties in this tournament, that is a fantastic score.
Yeah. With third place and 2 bounties, that's something else that you have to consider, the bounties. Because yeah, you can have first place and get 12 points, but you can get, if you can get third place and kill 2 people, now you have 14 points. You have more points than the first position, than the first.
Yeah, be points cognizant. Like, sometimes it's just best to take the bounty instead of trying to play for the win. Like,
Yeah.
and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, if you are playing a ranked game, don't play this game like you're playing a ranked game. It's not. First of all, the players are going to be much better in this game.
Yep.
Second of all, there's points on the line, and it's way more valuable to take those points.
Yeah.
So, like, if you think the only thing that's good is first place, then you're not being aware of the tournament settings. Like, maximizing your points is better than getting first place.
Yeah. So in this kind of tournaments is point based. It's not win based. If you win but you don't get enough points, you are gonna be screwed. You need to go with the bounties. The bounties is what actually gonna let you move on to the next round. So the next, yeah, it's gonna let you move on in the tournament. So think about bounties. Of course, you don't want to finish. You don't want to finish fifth with a bounty unless you have to, of course. Which of course I would any day. If I have somebody that is bugging me and that person just keep hitting me, yeah, I'm kidding you. I'm getting your bounty. I'm not winning anymore, so I'm getting your bounty. But if do you want to have like a 4-hour game just to have 2 extra points? Because I wouldn't mind just hitting somebody, getting the bounty, and just finishing on
Cut
third.
your losses and get out of there. Yeah. Also, another. I know we didn't discuss everything about Classic Fix, which it's impossible to cover all of this.
Yeah.
But I would like to suggest resources. There's a good chance you're going to be going up against the bot in this round because there's like a lot of no-shows. Last year there was like an average of 1 no-show for every group.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn how, and we've teased Arco a lot, but if you want to learn how to deal with bots, he has a channel and he plays, I think his channel is HarlowRisk on YouTube.
Yes.
He plays a lot of games with bots. It's a good idea to watch this channel to figure out how bots act, like, and prepare, and how to maybe even use bots. Another one, like the best classic Risk player that I know of is Risky Phil. If you can find him on YouTube, he's got plenty of classic fix videos, and he explains the thinking behind each of his moves. He's a great person to watch and learn how to play classic fix from. So, like, we're just giving our opinions on this site, and they are too. But sometimes it's just good to learn, or practice.
Yeah.
Definitely practice.
There is a lot of videos. I do remember there is a lot of the old Champion Ever videos that they actually cover how to win fixed games, and they are really good.
Champion Ever is a fantastic. Go watch his channel.
Yes.
Doesn't get as many views as he used to, but he is spot on with his content. You can learn a lot from him.
Yes.
There's so many people out there that you can learn from.
Yeah. So yeah, watch some content, of course. Hey, please subscribe.
Oh, you watch us first.
Huh?
Watch us first.
Yeah.
Watch us first.
Me, I only focus on tournaments mostly, and some for fun stuff. So this is just that tournament related, and that's why we're doing this podcast, to help people that want to do better on tournaments and they don't actually want to guess what to do in a game. We're just showing you the strategies that you can do right there. I think that's it for this game, right? Anything else you would like to add, Chad?
Yep.
Then hey, follow XCdude on Twitter and on Twitter on Twitter too.
Yes, Twitter.
Yeah, I look.
XCdude on Twitter.
Look.
That's something I'm not giving anybody. So
anyway, people, hey, if you like this content, this is the very first one. We're gonna keep doing this weekly. We're gonna try to have some guests. so they can just I don't know, bring something different to the channel as well. This is just me and Chad trying to do something different and have some fun. So hey, let us know in the comments if you like it or not. Follow me. I'm gonna be uploading more practice games soon. Follow Chad too on the Art of Second Place, and just let us know if you like it. We're gonna keep growing this thing little by little. So thank you for watching. Chad, something? Oh, something important too. I'm sorry. Also
subscribe and follow, I guess, would be a nice thing
So-
for like this podcast. Would be great.
something important too. If you play with Arco,
Also, I want to make millions of dollars, so I need money somehow.
okay.
Give me.
Something important too. If you play with Arco, hit him too. Suicide into Arco too. Yeah. not only Mitch, also Arco. Hit Arco. That's important too. We're teasing him, but it will be funny if in a game everybody just hit him for no reason. So. So if you,
I don't understand. Why is everybody slamming into me all of a sudden?
yeah,
No.
Just
I don't know.
just say Harlow send his regards.
Harlow says you suck. I'm slamming into you.
For Harlow, yeah,
For Harlow.
Harlow.
Yep.
Anyway, people, thank you for watching. Hopefully we see you on the next one. And hey, like, subscribe, and see you on the next one. Thank you.